Oh, hey there. Welcome back to another episode of Rustic Renderings. I'm your pal RJ. Boy, it's my favorite time of year. It's hard to believe it, but spring has officially sprung. The weather's getting warmer, the flowers are blooming, the birds are chirping, and it's once again time to honor that lovely lady in your life that you call Mom. That's right, it's Mother's Day. And if you're anything like me, you get the privilege of celebrating several lovely ladies. I'm lucky enough to not only have the best mom in the whole world, but I also have the best mom-in-law and the best wife who happens to be the best mom to my little whippersnappers. Instead of flowers or candy this year, I thought I'd make them something nice out of wood. Some wooden cake knives and some cutting boards. Enough of this dilly-dallying around, let's get to it. By now, I'm pretty sure that we all know the importance of outlining. Whether you're figuring out that right approach to how you're going to make that wooden knife, or you're trying to figure out the best way to ensure that your movie is going to be a heartfelt Mother's Day classic, an outline's going to help with that. Moms are nothing short of a precious gift. And while there are quite a few beloved classic movies that do a great job of honoring Mom, for me, there's only one movie that perfectly captures that fierce love, care, affection, strength, and determination that it takes to be a mom. That's right, I'm of course talking about James Cameron's Aliens. Despite being right around 33 years old, the quality and spectacle of Aliens still holds up today. And unlike a lot of movies, the style actually holds up because of the substance. While you might come to the movie for a cool story about a bunch of butt-kicking space marines taking out a whole group of gnarly, nasty-looking aliens, what you get treated to is a heartfelt story about a mom who has been unfortunately separated from her daughter by a long passage of time. And when this particular mom decides to do the responsible thing and go back and face the nightmare that she narrowly escaped, just so she can help to make sure that no other unfortunate people face that same nightmare, she discovers a blessing to her in the form of a little girl who just lost her parents. What follows after, besides being completely chock full of iconic scenes, characters, creatures, places, and effects, is one of the best, if not the best, representations of a courageous, strong-willed female action hero ever caught on film. Throughout the course of the movie, Ripley, our hero, displays time and again not only the loving, supportive nature, but also the ferocious, protective tenacity of a good mom. Heck, come to think of it, Aliens isn't just a movie about one mom trying to protect a child. There's actually another mom in there too, and she's just trying to protect her babies. Now, granted, the other mom is a horrifically grotesque, gigantic alien queen whose sole purpose is the expansion of her species through the death and subjugation of all other forms of life. So it's a little bit harder to root for her. Even the climax of the movie comes down to just being a battle between two moms. One still trying to protect a child, and the other who's just trying to get some revenge because the first mom just set fire to all of her babies. Now, granted, those babies are just disgusting little spider-looking, face-hugging creatures who are just trying to infect the little girl and Ripley moments earlier. But, you know, when in Rome. Regardless, hopefully next time it'll make you think twice before you let little Billy or Susie wipe their boogers all over another kid at the playground. 'Cause, you know, that kid's mom might just pull out a mech suit and blow your butt right out of an airlock. Anywho, I think I'm getting off topic here. The point is, Aliens is a really cool movie and it features a really good mother just trying to protect a child and kicking a lot of butt in the process. And I'm so glad that the next entry in the series handled her character so well. And all those courageous acts that she did just to ensure the survival of the little girl and even another Marine. What's that? Oh yeah, that's right. It didn't. That next entry, along with all the following entries, are just a big old pile of dog turds. I find it best just to pretend that they never happened. Oh well. You know, I should probably talk about the project that I'm working on as I'm already halfway through the process. What you've already seen me do here is work on these wooden knives. But I'll come back to them in a minute. What I'm doing now is taking all 3 of the cutting boards and guiding all 4 edges of one side over the round-over bit of a router. This will not only give it a nice final appearance, but also it'll make it a lot more comfortable to handle as well. I briefly thought about doing both sides of the cutting board, but it just wouldn't have looked right, so I just settled on the one side. There, that's looking real nice. The router always does a nice job of removing the material, but it's also a good idea to follow it up with some light sanding. Back to those knives for a second. Since I got all caught up in rambling about moms and, aliens, I didn't really talk at all about what I was doing with the knives. Both these cutting boards and the main tangs of all 3 of the knives are made from those laminated slabs that I've used in previous videos. For the knives themselves, I cut, sanded, and shaped them all. And for the handles, I used some of those exotic blanks that I had from before, the ones that my friend Jim sent me. 2 of the handles are made from what I'm assuming is Purple Heart, and the other one is actually made from pieces that I didn't use on that Doc Tang video, which I'm pretty sure is mahogany. What I'm doing right now is personalizing each one of the cutting boards with the respective mom's initials. The first one was CE for my wife. And even though it says me, this one's actually my mom's initials. And while I could tell you what those initials stand for, I'm not going to, because it's none of your business. This last cutting board is LS for my mother-in-law. And what does that one stand for? Once again, none of your business. Stop being so nosy. But I did go ahead and carve their initials in the bottom of each knife as well. I'm going to talk about this conditioner that I'm putting on each of these pieces as well. This stuff is a food-safe, mineral oil and beeswax combination butcher block conditioner. Nothing too fancy about it, but I went ahead and warmed it up in a hot bath before applying it, and I'm just rubbing it in and letting it sit on there for about a half an hour, 45 minutes, and then wiping off the excess. I did apply multiple coats of this stuff to each surface. While I've never used this stuff before, and I'm not sure how it's going to hold up against water or anything, I'm pretty happy with how it's looking. Let's take a look at the final appearance of all the pieces. Even though the functionality of these knives is pretty limited, they'll probably cut through cake or, cake. I'm very happy with how they turned out. They look nice, and hopefully the moms will all like them. The cutting boards, on the other hand, certainly don't suffer from that same limited functionality. And there you have it. And just think, in a few easy steps, you can make yourself your very own wooden cake knife and cutting board. Hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'd like to take a moment just to apologize. I actually wanted to have a Rustic video out for Easter as well, but I just kind of got wrapped up in my other project. You know the one. Anywho, happy Mother's Day. Now make sure you go give your mom a big old hug. Unless she has a restraining order against you or something. That's probably not a good idea. That about does it for this episode. I'm your pal RJ. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.